Richard Nelson is a celebrated American playwright, really prolific. This is, I believe, the third time that the Studio Theater is working on plays by Richard Nelson. He set out to write a series of plays that were designed to open on the day that they're set. And the attempt was to make them as contemporary as possible. And the idea was to follow one family over the course of a whole number of plays.
Well, I've lived in Washington for over 30 years, and I know it to be a place where people are keenly aware of politics.
That HOPEY CHANGEY thing takes place on the night of the midterm elections in 2010, which is a very kind of particular little moment in time. The second play is called Sweet and Sad, and the title actually comes from a Walt Whitman poem. The play takes place on the 10th anniversary of 9/11, and the family has again gathered around a table. This time they're going to go to an event that the older sister Barbara has arranged at her high school, an event commemorating 9/11 in which her students are going to perform, and their uncle, Benjamin, who was a famous actor in New York, is going to read this poem by Walt Whitman.
Of course, that's what will create the drama of the story, is just how much of a crisis they feel about their political views, how they're living their lives based on their political views, and the questioning that comes up.
I think one of the things that most attracted us to the Apple Family plays is that they're plays that take politics seriously and use the sort of current political moment as a political backdrop, but neither of the plays are about politics. They're about family, and they approach politics through that lens. So they're human stories that deal with the current moment in a really exciting way. And that's sort of the DNA of studio theater. Here we are in the nation's capital. We're in a city that takes modern politics very seriously, but when you come to the studio, we provide human stories that reflect our current world.
The Apple Family plays are a quartet of plays. The fourth one will be produced this fall at the Public Theater. They were originally commissioned by the Public Theater. Oscar Eustis, the artistic director at the Public, went to the playwright Richard Nelson and said he wanted him to write an epic play about politics in America today. And Richard Nelson thought about it, and he came back and he decided that he was going to write a family drama about just a family of 6 people who would sit around a table and talk about the issues of the day and how it affected them personally.
The focus of the plays is not on driving plot, but rather on richness of character and relationship revealed moment by moment in very subtle ways. So they're great plays, number one, for the intimate spaces we have at studio, and number two, for a number of the very distinguished Washington actors who we've been able to invite in to work on these projects.
The challenge of producing the Apple plays and rehearsing them in a very short amount of time that we have here is to create a family almost instantly. So I knew right away that I needed to have actors who knew each other, were intimate, and who had relationships already that could be forged into a family.
Serge and I have known each other some years now, but this is our first time to work together. And he's put together a great and wonderful Washington family of actors, people I've worked with before, and would be thrilled to be back on stage with any one of them. But to be back on stage with my friends Kim Schraff, Sarah Marshall, Liz Perotti, and of course Ted Van Griethuysen, in a realistic play like this where we can all together really delve inside of ourselves and use ourselves in creating these characters is going to be an absolute artistic gift.
So at studio, these plays will be performed in rotating repertory, which is a very exciting form for the actors and for the audience. You can come see one play, which totally stands on its own, or you can see them both. And I think if you see one, you're going to want to find out what happens next or what came before.